The second of this week's double Pasha, Pashat Balak, contains the famous verse that we say upon entering shuls. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov, mishkonotecha Yisrael. How goodly are your tents, Jacob, your mishkonotecha, your sanctuaries, O Israel. And the sages tell us that these words, which were actually said by Balaam, the evil prophet who came to curse the Jewish people, referred to the shuls and the study houses of the Jewish people, the Bate Knesset and the Bate Midrashot. Balaam blessed the Jewish people. How wonderful are your shuls, how wonderful are your study halls. But the Talmud says something interesting. It says from the blessings of Balaam, we can see what was in his mind, what he actually intended to say, because he came to curse the Jewish people. But Hashem transferred and changed his curses into blessings. He had intended to curse the shuls and the yeshivas and the study halls of the Jewish people. Rav Osher asked a very good question. He says Balaam had been hired by Balak, the king of Moab, to curse the Jewish people so that they wouldn't make war against him, or so that if he would make war against them, he would be victorious. If so, why doesn't Balaam curse the soldiers, all of the powerful men in the army? Why does he curse the scholars? Why does he curse the shul and the yeshiva, which was then transformed into a blessing? And Rav Osher Weiss explains, because Balaam had a great insight into the Jewish people. He was no fool. And he understood that our power and our true strength came from the study of Torah, from the service of Hashem in the temple and in shuls, through the study of Torah and through prayer and through fulfilling mitzvot. And if he could curse the yeshivas, and if he could curse the shuls that they wouldn't be successful, then the Jewish people would collapse. This is our true strength and our true power. We saw it, for example, in Russia. When the communists took over, they went on a campaign, and unfortunately they were very, very successful to crush Judaism. And how did they do it? They closed most of the shuls. They closed the yeshivas. They closed the Jewish schools. There was no education. There was no prayer. And many of the Jewish people just disappeared, assimilated altogether. This is our true strength and our true power. And it takes us back to the famous story of Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva spread Torah even when it was forbidden to do so by the Romans. And when he was arrested and incarcerated and in jail, one of the prisoners said to him, why did you risk yourself? And he said, I'll give you an analogy. There were fish that were swimming upstream. They were trying to escape from the fishermen. And the fox on the side of the river said, why don't you come up here onto dry land and I'll protect you, I'll look after you. And they said, you're a foolish animal, fox. If we are in danger in our own habitat, in the water, we will certainly be in danger outside of our habitat. Explained Rabbi Akiva. Our natural habitat as Jews is when we're studying Torah, when we're in the synagogues, in the shuls, in the study halls, in the Bate Midrash, in the yeshivas. Once you take us out of our habitat, we are in danger. This is something that Balaam understood. And therefore, at all times, we have to strengthen our attendance at shul and our commitment to Torah study in our Bate Midrash, in our study halls. I wish you a Shabbat Shalom.